What's up, y'all? It's the J Roos Theory. Make sure to comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Shout out to Andrew Tucker of Andrew Tucker World. Go subscribe if you haven't. I'll wait. Now, it seems like I'm in the minority in saying that that fight shouldn't have been stopped where it got stopped between Anthony Yarde and Beterbiev. People are saying, well, you know, he's about to get knocked out. But see, that's where experience comes in. You know, if you've grown up watching fights and if a referee's been reffing for a lot of years, you can kind of get a sense to where a guy's in imminent danger. Like the Deontay Wilder fight, the second one with Tyson Fury, that could have got stopped way before the point where it got stopped. And the dude was bleeding from the ear. You didn't know if internal damage had been going on in his head. Now that should have been stopped. This fight was nowhere near that. To say, you know, well, he was about to get stopped, that's like saying, well, the Charger game, when they were beating the Jags when it was 27-0, they should have stopped it right there because the Jags were about to lose. Newsflash, the Jags won. So, you know, I don't think Yarde is complaining, you know, because he probably is cool with his corner and he doesn't want to, you know, look like he's making excuses or sounding like Deontay. But there's no way he was that hurt to stop the fight. And, you know, I even see a certain channel saying that Beterbiev demolished Yarde. He didn't demolish him. Yarde put up a great fight. Of course, Beterbiev's punches were a lot more solid and crisp. You know, he landed the harder shots, but Yarde got his attention with that overhand right that he landed. I forget in what round, but that kind of changed how Beterbiev was doing him. And the thing is, I don't want to see any fighter get hurt, but it's just I've seen fights go way beyond that where, you know, they let the fighters fight. And that's one reason I think Joe Cortez was the best referee of all time. He's retired now. But go back and look at some of his fights. He knew exactly when a fight should be stopped and when to let it go. And Yarde wasn't that hurt. If he was that hurt, he would have been looking over at the ref on his feet, you know. The guy didn't get knocked down 3 times. He got knocked down once. So, and you're in the 8th round anyway, you know. So if Beterbiev was about to finish him off, let him finish it off. You know, don't throw in the towel and talk about, oh, I'm just trying to save my fighter for another day. Yarde was not that hurt. And that's another reason why you got to make sure your corner and you are on the same page so you can let them know, like, look, if I'm not down on my face, keep the fight going. And I don't think Yarde's going to get a rematch, though, because I think they're trying to promote Smith versus Beterbiev, and they want this other guy, I can't even think of his name, but they want him to fight, so I don't think Yarde's going to get a rematch, but he has nothing to be ashamed about, like I said. And of course, everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon because if they hear another popular platform say the fight was stopped when it should have been, they're going to jump on that bandwagon because they don't want to look like they don't know what they're talking about. But I know what I'm talking about. There's no way that fight should have been stopped. Man, I've seen fighters seem like within an inch of going sideways to the next life and they let the fight continue. So how are you going to tell me this fight should have been stopped because he gets knocked to the left? He's still on his feet. He's still on his feet. You have to let the fighter recover. You're going to get hurt in the course of a fight. Who doesn't? Whether a fighter admits it or not, you're going to get hurt. The ref has to have enough knowledge to know when to stop a fight and when not to. And I was disappointed in that stoppage. And I'm glad it wasn't pay-per-view because I would have been really mad if I paid for that. And it looked like the fix was in on that undercard fight where the dude got hit with his gloves up and then he got up and he was so hurt, you know. He didn't know how he was going to function. Then he didn't know if the ref was going to stop it, seemed like. So then he did a little extra wobble to make sure he stopped it. Seemed like he was not saying this is what was happening, but it looked like he thought, I'm going to get my check for this acting job. But that's how I feel. And maybe you guys can prove me otherwise. I'm not saying we all have to agree. That's one good thing about, that I like about sports. You can disagree and agree. It'd be boring if we all agreed. But, some people get offended where if you don't agree with them, they're going to unsubscribe, unfollow you. They're going to talk trash. They're going to have Twitter fingers. Good and well, if you were to see one of us in person, you'd be on cricket. So just act accordingly. Don't say anything online that you wouldn't say in person, because you never know. You might run into that person and they may call you out on it. I've seen that happen before. So just be respectful. It's just a sport. It's just a game. It's not that serious. Actually, boxing isn't a game. You don't play boxing. But anyway, it's the J. Roos Theory. Make sure to comment, share, subscribe. LSR forever, the reason I do this. And be fearless. Yay, yay.